Welcome to Legends in the Making, the no BS, high impact show for leaders who refuse to settle for mediocrity. If you're tired of playing small, stuck in hesitation, or watching your teams operate at half capacity, this is your wake up call. Here's the truth: legendary leadership isn't about titles, talent, or luck. It's about discipline, alignment, and execution. Each episode, we cut straight through the noise and get right down to business, to what really moves the needle: the brutal cost of staying comfortable and how to break free, why your energy dictates everything from execution to culture to the bottom line results, and how to build unstoppable momentum without burnout, second guessing, or endless overthinking. This isn't theory. This isn't fluff. This is the playbook for leaders ready to ditch the ordinary and unleash the legendary. If you're ready to stop talking about potential and starting creating undeniable results, you're in the right place. Let's get to work. And in today's show, we are going to talk about you. Your team is a reflection of you. Fix yourself first. So if your team lacks urgency, accountability, commitment, the problem starts with you. Leaders set the tone in the organization. When leadership energy is misaligned, it creates ripple effects, leading to team dysfunction, cultural drift, and a lack of execution. So what we are going to uncover in this episode is why culture problems start at the top and how we can fix them. We're going to talk about the hidden energy leaks that weaken leadership influence. And we're going to talk about practical strategies to elevate leadership energy and set a new performance standard. The truth: your team is mirroring the energy and standard you embody. If you want different results, it starts with you. So your team is simply mirroring you. So there's a fundamental thing going on. People, again, are the creators of their own reality. What we are giving out is what we're receiving back. And that's what we're really going to talk about today. What I'm giving is what I'm receiving. What I'm giving is what I'm getting. Teams aren't listening to your words. They're watching and feeling and picking up on all the vibrational signals that you're putting out. You can come in and say, I'm great, but if you internally are stressed or frustrated, they're picking up on that. So if you think that you are hiding where you're really at, everybody can pick it up regardless of what you think. So if you have low urgency, you have burnout, you have poor execution, you have misfiring communication, all of those things are a reflection of your internal state. So things that I look for when I go in to help teams realign their culture and their self is really evaluating where is everybody currently at. So do meetings feel uninspired and unproductive? I mean, is it just like, we show up and we go through the motions, or we go to meetings and there's nothing really talked about? It's like, just check the box. We better say we've had a team meeting here. Do team members, not want to take ownership for things? Are they always passing the buck? Are they making excuses? What's your execution look like? Do projects stall? Do deadlines get missed? Are people so inspired and motivated to take action? Do you feel exhausted, overwhelmed, disengaged? Your company culture is a direct reflection. Your company's culture is a direct reflection of your leadership habits, energy, and expectations. It really is a reflection of you. So if you want greatness, and you expect greatness out of other people, you yourself have to be great. So, what are some hidden energy leaks that sabotage leadership? And again, this really starts with you. Are you really clear around who you are? Number one, who you are, and what you want to accomplish. Because in clarity, there is no confusion. And when you're unclear, there is nothing but confusion. So I would start by asking yourself, do I know who I am, why I'm here, what's my purpose, and how am I meant to bring that to life? If there is any point where you are confused, unclear, it's going to sabotage and negatively impact your work and your team. Do you have inconsistent standards? The reality of life is we are living constantly in the present moment. The past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. So what you did before doesn't matter now. And what's coming up is of no concern to you because that future result is dictated through the present moment. So when you are showing up present in every moment going, I have to bring my best now. I have to bring my best now. You don't get lazy. I love sports analogies because I think they demonstrate this so well. But if somebody showed up and was like, you know what, I made 20 points in the last half, I can just shut it down and not work anymore. Would we respect that individual as one of the greats to play the game? Or do we admire the person that, regardless if they've just scored 20 points, they score another 20 points and they score another 20 points and they have a record high game? It's about being present. It's about your consistency. You have to show up over and over and over and over again. There is no score. Oh, I did 10 positive things here. Okay, I'll let off the gas. And because these 10 things outweigh the two kind of lazy, mediocre things that I just did. Being consistent means knowing that you have to be present and you have to be great in every moment. And it also means slowing down. It also means aligning. It means coming into alignment to then take right action. And when you're in alignment, you're not making reactive or scattered decisions. You are presenced. You're in the now. You're thinking about the now. You're not worried about the past. You're not worried about the future. You are in the now. So when I think of, how do I blend my corporate experience and my 20 years there, and then the groundbreaking work that I've been called to do is bringing shamanic practice into the workplace. How do those two combine? And for a lot of people, it's like, that feels really disjointed, but everything is energy. So shamanism is understanding the wholeness and the oneness of everything together and how energy interplays with that. And so why I like the work that I do is I bring in energetic techniques to align your energy so that then you can go be the best version of yourself. When you're aligned or misaligned, that is directly affecting the results that you are getting. I say it over and over again. I can't say it enough times. We are the creators of our own reality. What we put out is what we get back. And so when I work with leaders on how to stay grounded, what are things I can do to regulate my nervous system? What are things I can do to set the tone for my day? What are the things that I can do to close out my day so that I can see all the great things that I got accomplished? How do you build awareness when things start to arise? Anytime we have emotion for me is a GPS. It's a guidance system of misalignment. When we're aligned, we're content, we're at peace, we're at ease. When there's a misalignment, you feel that stress and you're not in that clear, calm energy. And so becoming aware of that and then understanding what is triggering that, what was triggering that. And so I think there's such an opportunity to bring in practices that help keep you centered and grounded, because the clearer you are, the faster and more effective decisions that you will be making. So how can you reestablish high performance standards for yourself? Do you always start with yourself? Who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I here? What are my expectations for myself? Do I demand excellence? Do I demand commitment? Do I demand honesty and integrity? Am I an embodiment of the traits that I want people to give me? It's like, if you want to be honest and you're a liar, how can you expect people to be honest with you? You can't. We are here to speak truth. And I know this is coming up a lot lately in society. And I know I've spoken about this in the past, but when we are in our truth of being our vulnerable, authentic self and knowing who we are, we stand like an oak tree, which means we don't have to sway. It just means that we get to be who we are. We've equated bending over backwards and not speaking our truth is the way to go about it. And people pleasing is a whole nother energy for us to unpack. But you have to be in your truth if you want people to be in their truth. So I would offer you a 3-step framework to reclaim your leadership energy. Reset your leadership presence. Anytime you are feeling out of sorts, take a moment. Do some breath work. Take 5 minutes. Sit in silence. Go on a little walk outside, your office, wherever, so that you can go in. Do you set aside time before you're rushing into a meeting to become fully present, to be clear, to go, where am I at right now? What's the energy that I am? And what's the energy I want to exude into that meeting so that I get that back? If I'm frustrated and I bring that energy into a meeting, guess what I'm going to receive back? Frustration. Do you spend time at the beginning of your meetings assessing your team's energy? Do you take 5 minutes to get everybody present and grounded and to check in with where they're at? Do some breathing exercises. Let's come into the room. Let's be present. Let's spend 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes doing some breath work, getting ourselves present. What's 2 words you would give me of how you feel right now? That will set an incredible tone for your meeting. And then once you are so focused on you, how do you start to set that standard within your team so that you have clear expectations around being present, about being grounded, about checking in with your energy, about making sure people have the space to align so that then they can go take right action? Do you check in with your team throughout the day to reinforce where they're at? Hey, Susie, you might want to go take a 5-minute walk. I can sense you've taken on a lot of energy. Let's go discharge that. Take 5 minutes. Go walk around. Let's come back. Let's talk about where you're at. You lead by example. You are always setting the tone, but you're always setting the tone through the vibration of which you're operating from. So the fastest way to fix your teams is by fixing your leadership presence, by recognizing the energy that you're bringing into the room, into a meeting, into every interaction, because that is setting the foundation of your organization's success. So your team is waiting for the shift. Teams are wanting this, and they're watching you. So I, again, want to just thank you for joining me today on Legends in the Making. If you or your team are ready to elevate and create a culture that thrives, DM me a line or book a call below. Culture isn't built by words, it's built by leadership energy. Step up, realign, and watch your teams transform.